You're on the road beyond. Welcome. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we're coming to you from Houston City College television studios. Good to have you here with us on the road beyond. It's been a long year. We're coming to the end of the year again.
I don't know how it's happened this fast. I'm Doug O'Brien with Houston's Eagle. Welcome. Don't forget, you can like, follow, and share all of our videos. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe on our YouTube page. The most important thing is at the Road Beyond podcast. And Todd, you can find him on X at Todd Duplantis 65.
Yeah, you got
I don't know why I always pause on that one. It's just your name and 65.
Yeah, easy enough.
But yes, A, it's been a long year. B, it went by so fast.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a part of getting older, but I could have sworn it was just March.
Yeah, I know.
Literally yesterday.
And here we are, December,
crazy.
Last show of the year. By the way, this is our last show of 2025. We will be going on a brief hiatus for the holidays and kicking back off with new episodes in middle of January.
Yeah, can you imagine how much stuff is going to happen in the next 3 or 4 weeks?
I mean, the first thing we're going to one of the things we're going to talk about shortly is when I will look back at some of the biggest stories of the year.
Yeah.
One of them, obviously, 3I Atlas.
Which still isn't ending. We're going to have an update
December
on that
19th,
next year.
That's the next big. So we'll have a big update. Of course, if something crazy happens, we'll go on live and just do something on social media.
I have a feeling that we will get more information from it leaving our solar system than we ever got with it coming. I think we'll be able to see the tail, or we'll have the invasion, whatever it is.
Yeah, something's going to happen. The 19th is when it's the closest to Earth. Now, we've got some new pictures we're going to show you in just a few moments. But two biggest stories, obviously 3I Atlas, but I had to go back to last year, November 2024.
Yeah.
Remember those drones?
Oh, yeah.
They were everywhere. It went into the new year.
That's right.
Yeah, they were all over the place.
So have they stopped? Or
they kind of died down.
Or have we just gone, it's a drone?
Well, let's look back into the story. Go back to November 2024. New Jersey residents started seeing strange reports of things in the air, dozens of large drones flying in project formation over neighborhoods, highways, industrial zones every night. And that seemed to go on forever. These weren't just your hobby drones.
No, some of them were large, like as big as a bus.
That's pretty disturbing when you've got huge bus-sized drones hovering over your home.
And we saw some in formation, which is a little disturbing because anything that is organized can be dangerous. That's how I always, I don't care if it's people, or if it's aliens or drones, if it's organized, it's dangerous.
It's amazing, some of the pictures of them. Videos flooded social media. It was all over the place. It's all you heard about for, seems, a month or so. And residents were calling local police departments in New Jersey, asking them who owned the drones. The officers and people were like, even the town people who owned, the mayors of the towns were like, we just don't know.
Yeah, don't worry about it. That was basically what we were told.
No problem. They're not nefarious, and they're not,
But see, that's the part that amazes me. It's like, we don't know what it is.
But they're not dangerous.
But don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Right.
And that seemed to be working for a while, because no one believed that. And then you even had this New Jersey congressman that came out and said these drones were coming from a mothership, an Iranian mothership off the East Coast. Well, that, of course, was quickly shot down by the Pentagon. They said, no, that's not happening.
But even the FAA got involved because they, deal with air travel, right? But they said no answers and no warnings. That's the weird. See, again, just give me a little bit, just a taste of I would keep an eye out.
They kind of threw you a bone. They said it's a sensitive government operation. Well, tell us more. Why don't you?
Right. What is the operation? What does it have to do with? You have to give us something. If you give us nothing, we're going to run with our wildest fears.
The conspiracy theories were popping up: military surveillance, border security testing, DARPA-style drone swarm experiments. All of those hashtagging. They're training the drones to hunt us later. Everything was out there. And then finally, we had a new administration that came into office, and one of the promises was, we'll get to the bottom of the drone thing. And literally, this was the answer when, of course, Carolyn Leavitt took over in the White House press office. Take a listen to this.
After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy. A statement from the President of the United States to start this briefing with some news. And with that, I will turn it over to questions.
So how hard was that?
True,
Why couldn't they have said that a month earlier?
but we still didn't get details.
No.
Like,
But now there's a company out there,
Yep.
a drone manufacturer saying, no problem, it was us. They were creating these drones and testing them out. They were a government contractor, and they were allegedly showing some video we're going to show you here of these drones.
Which I think
So-
that is extremely possible.
Right.
But why don't they show us the drones? Like, why don't they do a little tour, a little press junket?
They were
without
just
us
trying to
getting
jump
too
on.
close?
Yeah, they were just trying to jump on.
Well, that's a smart move, but
Yeah.
again, play on it. I mean,
Yeah.
do they not understand PR? Because one of the drones.
Hey, these government contractors are getting enough money. They don't need the PR,
That's
man.
true, but
a
one
lot
of
of
those-
times they're trying to hide the PR.
One of those drones we showed, it literally looked like some of the conceptual drawings I've
Yeah.
seen of future vehicles for us to use.
Right.
Right? Because it looks like it holds 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
And it could have been that. But again, the lack of information is just what is so frustrating. And the fact that then it just disappeared.
It disappeared into thin air. Not a story any longer.
Or we just don't care.
Yeah,
I mean, either
I think
is
it's
possible.
the latter. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we got to the point. There's more problems going on that we're trying to deal with.
True. Well,
One of them being the second biggest story of the year.
Well, let me just say real quick,
Yeah.
downtown where I live, I'll see drones overhead,
Yeah.
and I'll hear it and look up and go, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it's a
another drone.
Yeah.
I mean, amazing the things we just walk by.
But
these
something
days.
else is flying by.
Yeah, 3i Atlas, like you haven't heard of this before.
That
on the
thing
show.
has been a slow ride this whole time.
Well, it started July 1st of this year.
It feels like it started in 23,
The
I swear.
earliest the third interstellar visitor that we've had. That's closest approach to Earth is set for December 19th, 2025. But really the biggest thing that was the biggest nothing burger, look at some of these new pictures, was the NASA press conference.
Yeah.
This you didn't get from the NASA press conference. They basically gave you nothing. They gave you horrible pictures. Everybody else had better pictures.
That is
coming
the
out of
bigger
this thing.
story, I think, is that amateur astronomers had better pictures than what NASA gave
Yeah.
us. Because NASA literally, it looked like they made that in 1979 with an IBM
it's terrible.
printer.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I mean, the
I can't believe
European
it.
Space Agency, the
Yep.
ESA, they have released pictures with X-ray vision on it.
Really?
Some of that's better. Yeah, it's some of the ones we've been showing you here. But they're saying that some of the data say that this comet is getting brighter and greener as it heats up while it approached the sun. Of course, now it's headed back towards Earth. I mean, look at some of these pictures.
I
here.
think the real question now is, what is it made of? Because there is speculation that this comet is older than Earth itself. And
Yeah,
that
the
it
weirdest-
came from a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, so if you've been following this show, there's been some speculation that the WOW signal that came back
Yep.
in 1977 came from 3i Atlas. That's what one of conspiracy theories
True.
thought. And that there have been others saying that this is not just a comet. There are things that are circling around 3i Atlas.
Yep.
And this thing has a glowing inner core as well.
That's the interesting part. The glowing coma, as they call it.
Right.
The plasma trail, the dust trails, and it seems to be changing as it gets closer to us. Although it's not going to get that
Yeah.
close. It's like 70 million kilometers away. So we
Right.
don't have to worry about it. But it
But
is
we should get a
unusual.
better shot.
You would think so.
Now, why wouldn't they show us that shot? And that's what we've always wondered. I mean, look at these. This is coming from not NASA,
Yeah.
but other agencies and other astronomers that are able to send this out. One way or another, December 19th, it's coming to the closest, and we will get a hopeful, better look at this when we get back from the new year.
Like I said, I think we're going to get a better idea of what it is
Yeah.
and what it's made of and what it's really doing once it starts moving away from us.
Yeah.
But now the other question, will we get more of these? Or have there been more and they just haven't told us?
I'm thinking there's a lot of that out there that we're just not being told at this
Our
point.
technology has gotten so much better for
Yeah.
the average consumer, or at least the high, entertaining consumer that we're seeing more, and NASA can no longer say, oh, that was nothing. Because
Well, they're still
we're getting
saying
better
that.
pictures.
Oh, it's just a comet. Well, we'll see on December 19th and maybe after that. Hey, you found a pretty interesting story we're going to be talking about next. You've been to Denver, you've flown in, you're going to want to hear all about the airport. We'll be back after this.
HCC ha estado para ti, accesible y enfocado en tus éxitos. Más carreras, formación avanzada, aprendizaje global en línea. Nuevo nombre, misma misión, visión más amplia. Houston City College. Regístrate en hcc.edu.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes!
Make a plan today.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Welcome back to the Road Beyond podcast. I'm Doug O'Brien from Houston's Eagle, along with Todd Duplantis.
That's right. Good to have you with us on the show today. Right now, we are taxiing in to the Denver airport where conspiracy theories are abound.
I saw this story, and I got to thinking, a lot of people are traveling during the holidays and everything. The Denver airport, it's the mile-high city, but there are mile-high conspiracies.
Yeah,
this
I mean,
is
they are,
trippy.
it's all over the place. First, think about the size of this airport. It's massive. Denver International Airport sits on 53 square miles, larger than Manhattan, San Francisco, and Miami combined. That's how large and massive. The terminals and concourses look tiny compared to the open prairie around us, and they've had problems since construction. Overruns,
the cost,
know.
the cost, the construction, and the fact that it's so big made people think, wait, there's something else going on here. Now, there's never been any proof to this, which is what makes it such a great conspiracy, but people joke that it was so big you could hide a shadow government.
And that's been one of the conspiracy theories, that they're building an extra capital below the Denver airport, you know?
It is so ridiculous. People just can't believe the size, and now they have found that there are underground tunnels.
Well, like that never happens at airports at all. Yeah.
No, but it's just the size, because Denver is not one of the biggest cities, but yet they have this massively oversized airport. And then it gets even weirder as you get in the airport.
Yeah, it does. Because of the artwork.
Yes.
It's like they said, well, we've got some crazy stuff going on. Let's get some artwork here. The murals by Leo Tanguma include scenes of war, peace, ecological renewal, environmental destruction, and it's also made feel dystopian, symbolic, and just flat out loaded.
So basically what the airport did is they heard all of these conspiracies, and you gotta love it when somebody just kind of runs with the joke.
They just go around the joke.
They heard all these conspiracies, and they were like, well, you know what? Let's just lean into it, and it's gotten them a ton of press. It's gotten them videos online. But that's why they have these very bizarre pictures. And last time I was at the Denver airport, I noticed it, but I didn't think much about it. And next time I go through, I'm really going to have to look. But there's more to the conspiracy.
How about the demonic horse?
Yes.
You know, we know about the Broncos, but they've got this big blue horse, and they've nicknamed it Blucifer.
Yep.
All right, Blucifer, that's right. Its creator, it gets weirder too, folks. When they were building this thing, the creator was tragically killed when part of the sculpture fell on him, which added a tragic curse layer to all of this, and the glowing eyes became a beacon for speculation.
Yeah, so this just adds to it. It has layers upon layers, but the most persistent myth of everything is a vast underground bunker system,
Yeah.
right? Now, some people say it's for them to move baggage and things, but the conspiracy is that this is for the elite to be able to hide out when the major catastrophe hits. 'Cause everybody's already talking about it.
We've covered this on shows before, but the elites, there's one of the tunnels you're looking at right there.
Like you can drive a
Nothing
vehicle.
looked crazy, yeah. Well, I mean, that's not unusual at airports. You got to transport stuff across the airport, and you got to get it there one way or another. So, but we've talked in the past, over the last year, about conspiracy theories where the elite are building underground bunkers.
True.
They're thinking some type of catastrophe is going to happen. They're going to be ready. They're going to survive and be able to move on with some type of civilization.
The crazy talking points that they realized the conspiracies, they tried to fight back against it, the Denver International Airport, and they couldn't, so they leaned into it. So they even came out with tongue-in-cheek marketing.
Like, they had like
just
aliens in them as well.
Not just the stuff you see in the airport, but they had aliens, they had lizard people, they had bunker jokes. Like, I mean, kudos to the PR team for the Denver International Airport.
Look at this. This is a pretty good ad they got out there.
Yes, Den's got some secrets.
Miles of tunnels overrun by aliens below us, and we're talking about the ones from outer space.
They even said, pardon our dust while we build our secret bunker, right?
I mean, you got to love it. Great marketing move on their behalf. They're just kind of,
They also do tours, so you can go and actually tour the underground bunkers and the artwork and everything. Now, the size of this is, again, part of what is kind of blowing everybody's mind.
I mean, 54 miles for an airport is pretty.
Oh, look.
Yeah, they've got themselves an alien exhibit inside there. I mean, 54 square miles is massive for an airport. And they're only using a fraction of this for the above ground airport.
Right, but here's the reality, because we always have to anchor this with some reality. The size was intended for long-term expansion. So they were expecting
How
Denver.
big of a damn airport do you need? 54 miles?
It's going to take up all of Colorado before it's
going to be its own city.
Yes, they were planning ahead, which is very unusual. We're here in Houston, and as we see in our city with highway construction, planning ahead is something that not everybody does all the time.
Not everybody's on the
right?
same page for that.
So that was their plan. The art was supposed to be explicit meaning of peace, harmony, and environmental renewal. So there are facts behind.
And I'm glad they
things.
explained that crazy horse eyes.
Right.
The horse sculpture eyes are a nod to the neon signage of Western Americana. And the tunnels exist, but they are mundane. They're for utilities, baggage systems, and maintenance routes. In other words, folks, nothing to look at here.
Well, they said there's no credible evidence of secret societies which makes me wonder, if you're saying like hide in plain sight, if you're telling me that there are no secret societies, there are secret societies.
This is secret.
Yeah.
And then you got to also look at, there was also a conspiracy theory that the whole airport had this demonic theme about it. You know, going from the horse to the artwork to the unknown around the airport, built in the middle of nowhere, which is probably a good place for an airport to be built in the first place.
There are other airports around the world that also have some crazy conspiracies. So this is not just to Denver alone. So next time you're in Denver, though, take a look and try to take a tour, because it's pretty fascinating. And to their PR team, again, kudos.
Good job with coming up with those.
Absolutely.
So on this show, we cover a number of conspiracy theories and things that happen. But you ever wondered what goes on with CERN? You ever wondered about time traveling? Or how about a slip in time?
Well, and we've talked about the Mandela Effect many times.
Yes,
so a lot of people think that CERN, which if you don't know what that is, it's the Hadron Collider, and that is like, 17 miles that they smash atoms together.
They're for smashing atoms. Nothing could go wrong there. Don't worry about that.
People think it's opening up a portal to something else.
We're going to dig into this next, so stay tuned. More of The Road Beyond coming up.
HCC has been here for you. Affordable, accessible, focused on success.
More degrees, stronger training, global online learning. A new name, the same mission. A bigger vision. Houston City College. Register now at hccs.edu.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Welcome back to the Road Beyond podcast. I'm Todd Duplantis.
I'm Doug O'Brien from Houston's Eagle. Welcome. We're going to go overseas.
We're going to take you to Geneva, Switzerland. On the French-Swiss border, there is CERN, which is the European Organization for Nuclear Research. What are they doing there? They're literally smashing atoms.
Now, right here, I have a problem with just the beginning of this because they say it's CERN, C-E-R-N, but it stands for European Organization for Nuclear Research, and that doesn't match up.
They don't speak English.
Okay. I'm willing to let this one slide.
You got French, you got Germans over there, they're speaking some Swiss, they're all over the place.
But they have the Large Hadron Collider where they're smashing atoms to see what's happening, right?
Why not? What could go wrong there?
The Higgs-Boson particle, the God particle,
the Big
right?
Bang Theory,
Yes,
all
so
that. They're trying to
figure
test
out how this all started, but there are some people that believe that it is opening a portal and causing a time slip.
So there's a group out there that's thinking that by smashing these atoms, theorists are claiming the high-energy particle collisions do not study physics, but actively manipulate the fabric of space and time. We're talking time slipping, folks.
Now think about it. Everybody, or at least we all know somebody, that has said something is off. Right? The last
Mandela
few years,
Effect.
Right. The last few years, it seems like something is off in the world. And so some people believe that we are living in a different timeline, that we were here, but ever since the...
I think it all goes back to Doctor Who.
Right,
it's always Doctor Who.
But now they believe we are living in an alternate reality, which is why some of the weird things happening. We're seeing glitches, right? We're seeing the stuff with the drones and like we talked earlier about 3-Eye Atlas. We're seeing all this weird stuff, and that includes the Mandela Effect. And if you don't know what that is, well, what's the one that comes to mind for you the most with the Mandela Effect?
I think it's the one, the Luke Skywalker one with Darth Vader. You know,
right.
He says, "I'm your father." He never said that.
No, he says, No, I'm your father. He never says, Luke, I am your father. Right?
Yeah,
there's
never
also
said that.
Berenstain Bears versus Berenstein Bears.
Yeah, exactly.
There are the cornucopia with Fruit of the Loom.
Yeah,
that's a big one. They always claim that there's no cornucopia, but yet
everybody remembers it.
I remember it, right?
Yep.
So is it a time slip? Have they done something to split time as we know it? Because again, they're searching for the Big Bang. What really created all this?
Well, it's called the Mandela Effect, this whole time slip and alternate reality. And it goes back to where I believe, getting the story right, a guy remembered one day of Nelson Mandela dying in prison.
Right. Many people thought he died.
A lot of folks thought he died in prison. No, he did not.
Correct.
He was released. He became a president and died more in the last couple of decades.
That is correct.
You know?
Yeah.
But so it's an alternate reality that consciously many of us fall into, that we believe certain things.
Yes.
You know.
But you know what? Our memory is one of the worst things ever.
I know. Yeah.
So what you remember may not be actually what you remember. You can actually have false memories.
Well, there are millions of Americans that run around and believe the Dallas Cowboys won Super Bowls.
They did.
Think about that in recent years, and that didn't happen.
That happened before the time slip, right?
Before most everybody was born.
Back in the 90s,
yeah, a good
right?
part of the population wasn't even born then.
Now, they're calling it reality residue. That's what the Mandela Effect as the primary proof that the time slip has occurred. And the fact that they're blaming it on the CERN Hadron Collider as opposed to our bad memory as we get older.
Right.
It's fascinating.
Well, one way or another, CERN is out there for scientific research. I don't think they're on Earth and their purpose is to cause time slips.
No.
So I think we're going to have to look at overall what can be explained, and bad memory is something that all of us face at one time or another.
True. It's about understanding physics.
Right.
This is the whole point of
validating your experiences.
Yes. So what they're trying to do is have a global reality that is purely theoretical and not a consequence of current particle collision experiments. That is their answer to this. They've actually had to respond to it, which is fascinating that everybody has talked about it so much that the people...
That we're actually going to have to respond.
The people at CERN are sitting there smashing atoms and they're like, hold on, guys, I got to put up a press release. No, we're not opening
No, we're not opening a portal,
yes.
you know, yeah.
So, but the God particle explanation, which I just find this fascinating, the Higgs boson was nicknamed the God particle by a physicist in the 1990s because finding it was seen as crucial to understanding how mass is created in the universe.
Yeah.
That is what they are actually doing. Time slip, not so much.
No. Origins of the universe, possibly so.
You would think if they were doing a time slip, we would have heard about a French scientist like hitting the lottery. You know,
that's what somebody would have taken care of that.
Absolutely.
Folks, we hope you have a great holiday season. We'll be back in mid-January, brand new episodes of the Road Beyond podcast.
Imagine how much going to go on. Enjoy. Happy holidays.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes!
Make a plan today.
(150/90).
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering them could save you from having a stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.